All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening and learning, and to the Bayashat the house of David. I'm Ayashatap.
I'm Karatazah.
I'm Kalam Amar.
All right, coming to you through the will and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai with a lesson, Lord willing, to be edifying unto the body. We do not have a title yet, but without further ado, let's go ahead and get into these scripts. Be the book of Baruch, chapter 3, and verse 4.
This is Baruch 3 and 4. O Lord Almighty, the power of Israel, hear now the prayers of the dead Israelites, and of their children, which have sinned before thee, and not hearken unto the voice of thee, their power, for the which caused those plagues cleave unto us.
So this is the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, calling out. This is the one-third calling out to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, all right? And the speckled bird whose father's line goes back to a so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, all right, for the atrocities that we have committed in the iniquities of our forefathers, right? If you can receive it, we are our forefathers, okay? For the things that we have done in our past, all right, and how we have shown disrespect to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, his name, his laws, statutes, and commandments, and his judgments, all right, following after these other nations. So it is therefore a gift and a curse, all right, pursuant to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 11, verses 26 through 28. I set before you this day a gift if you obey, and a curse if you disobey, roughly paraphrasing scriptures. Okay? Go ahead.
5. Remember not the iniquities of our forefathers, but think upon the power and the name now at this time.
God, we're asking Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai to not remember our iniquities, all right? Not to remember the atrocities that we have committed, not to remember the disobedience that we have showed him, all right? We're asking and begging for forgiveness, all right, through the will and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, all right? We are changing and coming up out of our vile ways, okay? Because as a nation, we are filthy. And as individuals, you're still held accountable as well, okay? It's not just a nation thing. It's a nation individual thing, okay? Because you have to first and foremost, to receive Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, admit your flaws, all right? Admit that you were wrong. Admit that you don't know anything, all right? And that you need Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. You have to humble yourself down, okay?
It's repentance. You know?
God, repent, okay?
6. For thou art the power, and thou, O Lord, we will praise.
God, the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, 1/3 of the nation of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai will praise and give glory to his name on this side, all right? But Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is a jealous God, all right? Jealous. He just doesn't want the 1/3. He wants his whole nation. And eventually, he's going to put all these other nations into subjection to call upon his name as well. Why? Because he likes to hear it. That's why. All right? That's
the bottom line.
That's the bottom line. All right?
Everybody
Everybody will sing with one consent and say with one consent, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is Lord. All right? Hey, call halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakadash.
Right. Hey, if they're gonna call him that you know, his holy name, you know,
God.
that pure language, as it says in what's that, Zephaniah 3,
God.
3 and 8 and 9.
Yep. That's the with
They ain't gonna be calling him God or you know, Jehovah.
Yahushua.
Right. All these other names gonna be done away with.
God.
You know?
He no longer wants titles. All right? He wants his name. Hey, what's my name, Sebastian? Say my name.
What is his name? What is his son's name? Thou canst tell. You know?
God. Hey, and that was a never-ending story reference if you're of that generation. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
7. And for this cause thou hast put the fear in our hearts, and to the intent that we should call upon the name and praise thee in our captivity, for we have called to mind all the iniquity of our forefathers that sinned before thee.
God, so how do you put this fear in our heart? He destroyed us as a nation. He destroyed his people as a nation for going off. All right? He chastised us. He whooped us. He pulled out the sword. All right? Decimated us in numbers. All right? Because what is death to the Most High? Nothing. It's nothing for him to put you to death and bring you back up. All right? It's something for you to receive that chastisement, to have that fear, to understand, to get you to understand the lowest state that you are in. It is through the will and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai that everything goes according to plan.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Go ahead.
I was gonna say if you stray from his plans, it's that's what it says. It's nothing for him to put that task onto another vessel.
God.
Or have another body, fulfill that for the sake of prophecy.
God. That's, hey.
Just like he did. He did that with we was just talking about, Moses. He gave that task to Joshua.
God.
Right. Same thing with these other any other king or whatever. He just handed it down. The next task, knock that king or whatever off, then pass it down to his people, or
right.
his the next person to come into power.
Right. Hey, and speaking about how it happened to Moses, Moses seen the promised land. All right. It was said that he would lead them into the promised land, but an offense came, and yes, he seen the promised land, but he could not enter himself. All right.
Mm-hmm.
To let you know once again that all honor and glory and praise go unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and everything that is done, it is done by his will. Nothing of your own. So free will is a joke. Okay?
8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to this subject of payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai our power.
Yeah, we're yet this day in our captivity. You in prison right now. You just don't know it, Jake. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the speckled bird who goes thereof. All right, 2/3 of you are regular prisoners. All right, you get to walk the yard in bullshit. That's what you get to do. In comparison to the 1/3 are prisoners in this captivity, but we're in solitary confinement. All right. Each brother and each sister who believeth on the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has to live their own personal DNA tailor-made hell. All right, there is no slackness. Okay, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is never slack for your correction. Even though you might seem like you have a job and you might have your health or whatnot, there is something in some way, shape, or form that is vexing unto you. Right, that you might not tell sisters about, you might not tell brothers about, all right, but it's a personal hell that you have to live with in torment and call upon the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And then when it gets too bad, hey, ask a brother or ask a sister. All right, this is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's plan. It is his judgment, all right, his chastisement for his elect. Mm-hmm. All right, pursuant to the book of Zechariah, chapter 13, verses 8 and 9. All right, the 2/3 will suffer on this side, but their suffrage is not now. Their suffrage comes during Jacob's trouble. All right, and the 1/3 will see suffrage in Jacob's trouble to an extent, but we will be delivered from it. Okay. Abaratazah, we are those men, and of that number. Okay. All right, go ahead. That was it.
Yeah,
okay.
This is Jeremiah 15:33. It says, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go."
Fine. Hey, both kingdoms, northern and southern kingdom, all right, from the top tribe to the tribe on the bottom, all right, the nation of Israel was in captivity. Hey, we served together. We have the same hell. across the board, because all the curses cling unto each and every Israelite. Each and every Israelite. All right, some have it worse than others. All right, so that's you know that saying, hey, somebody else is be happy for where you are because somebody else might have it worse than you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, hey, he is just. He didn't just judge one person; he judged the nation, and that goes back to the standard that we live by. That goes back to the covenant that was made. Ye this day, all of you that partake, and your seeds after you. All right? On that covenant, that contractual agreement, and those clauses we signed in blood. All right? Sprinkle it on the people and sprinkle it on the book. That's when the law became written. All right? It went from verbal to written through the will and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And he chose us. We did not choose him. But call Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakakadash for the opportunity. Okay?
Hey, and Judah and Israel, the northern and southern kingdoms were oppressed together. Where in here in America, Babylon the Great. All right.
Oh.
And this is the place of our captivity today. Going back to relating it to the Book of Baruch.
God. Hey, and once again, that captivity. Hey, we're not out of that captivity. It said being subject unto payments. Don't you still pay a car payment, rent, light bill,
Taxes.
gas bill, taxes, water? You pay for water. You pay for everything. Yeah, shit. You pay for air.
Right. You don't really own anything that you pay for, even though you might have bought a house or anything. The taxes you pay shows who really owns it.
God. You're just borrowing. You're borrowing it until you can't pay those property taxes anymore. Okay, which is coming soon.
And you feel like you're renting.
Right. You're renting to say you own. It's a rent to own program.
Right, because the government, has
eminent domain.
right. So when those property taxes don't get paid, it's now you're handing over that piece of land. You have to pay those property taxes because you own it. It's like paying rent if you're renting a house. And you got to pay to the owner.
God.
Well, same with the property taxes. That's why sewage and
Trash.
And power.
And power,
You always have that base. Hey, it's like going solar, right?
'cause that's who really owns it.
Yeah. It's going solar. When you go solar, you still have to pay your power company. You can't be completely off the grid. Why? Because that meter that's on the side of your house. Okay? You can never get away. You will always have to pay. All right? Lamentation?
No,
Or Slakia.
This is Haggai 1:6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye ate, but ye have not enough. Ye drank, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put into a bag of holes.
So everything that you do, Jake, every single thing that you do that you really think you're doing, you're not doing it at all. You're not doing enough to sustain you. You eat, and it has no nutritional value. It's just to fill your belly to trick you. All right? You're warm, but you don't have the proper clothing to make sure that you don't get sick. All right? You don't have that the proper clothing to keep your circulation going. Okay? You have you go and make wages, but you can never make your ends meet. Something's always late. You're always having to make arrangements or pay half of something. All right, here it is. The power bill is $200, and you made a $75 payment arrangement.
Hey, here didn't Sister just raise
Right.
power by like 10%.
Yep.
10%.
And it's going to continue to go up.
So a 10% increase, just the start of these inflation is going on. It's like everything
Righteous agrees, man.
Yeah.
And sometimes Jake has better financial skills, and they finances maybe in a better situation than the next. But pretty much for the majority, you living paycheck to paycheck, all right, and whatever you're doing is just barely getting you to the next paycheck.
Just to get by, just to get by.
Entirely equality.
You know.
Yeah, okay. That was it on that, right?
Yep.
Oh, damn. I got the wrong chapter. This is Lamentations 5 and 1. It says, "Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach."
God, we're asking you, how about Shemi Shai, to remember what has come upon us. All right, remember our reproach. Remember what we did wrong, no more, and help us correct it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, remember that we are your people. All right, that the heritage, your heritage, we are your heritage. We're asking you, how about Shemi Shai, to remember this, even though we know he does. All right, and it says it in Scripture. This is what we're begging for, because, hey, Jake, especially 2/3 of Jake, don't even know. They won't know until it's too late.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Verse 2, it says, "Our inheritance is turned to strangers, our house to aliens. We are orphans and fatherless, our mothers are as widows."
We have nothing. We have nothing. We have been turned into nothing. Our houses are laid waste. Our mothers are turned into widows. Nobody's here to take care of you, Jake. Nobody's here to take care of your mother. All right. What happens to that mom that loses her son? Loses her 2 sons because she had to raise them in a low estate, in an environment full of gangbang culture, and they got caught up. And she has no husband. All right, and that's just a carnal sense. All right, but just to make it stand out unto you.
Right. What's the spiritual sense to that is the Yahweh hiding himself from us because we are as a tender and delicate woman.
God.
Right. So and then that woman being wisdom.
God.
Right. So not having the knowledge to do better.
Right, and you're stuck in the same estate, that same low estate where you're looking at, if I could just manipulate this situation, if I could just hit the lottery, if you could just stop doing what you're doing and turn under Yahweh Shemi Shai, you could be in a better case.
Right, and you take the man out the household and there's no leadership now.
God.
All right, and we have been misled by Esau, Edom, but also the leadership under a woman.
God. Right, because it's not something that she knows, nor should she ever have to really be in this position.
That's Esau's way of turning things upside down.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You good or?
Yeah.
All right, verse 4 says, "We have drunken our water for money, our wood is sold unto us."
Right. Back again. We have drunken our water for money. All right. And that the carnal sense is physical water, but the spiritual sense is Yahweh Shai. All right. Here it is. You Jakes are out there paying. You're paying.
All right.
You're paying to come unto Yahweh Shemi Shai. All right. Yahweh Shemi Shai doesn't require you to pay.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't. He didn't say, "I'm gonna charge you for the truth." What does he say? He says, "Buy the truth and sell it not."
Right.
All right. And how do you buy it? You purchase it with your labor of love, being a man of Yahweh Shemi Shai, putting your hand to the plow, right? Believing on the testimony, and doing as He has directed and commanded you. That's how you purchase. You purchase through love and obedience. All right, because progress is a process, and to do a service, when you are what is the word I'm looking? When you're committing yourself to doing a service, you're paying with what? Your time. All right, you're paying with your obedience and your love. All right,
Yeah.
and it's dumbfounding. Slovakia.
The goods of the earth have been, were there for us to live off of, and it turned into we always had trading commodities, but they commercialized it and took ownership over things that were originally made, for the Israelites' sake, because all things, if you go into what is that? I believe Second Esdras 6. I believe if you start at like 56, around there, the world was made for who? The Israelites. All right, and everything in there, and Colossians 1, talks about everything being made for Yahweh Shai. Okay, so everything was there had its purpose, and to be used, but first and foremost for the Israelites,
God.
to sustain themselves and to grow, but hey, our own, as it says in that verse, we have drunken our water for money, so now we have to pay for these things that were abundantly accessible.
Right, because
in rulership of the Israelites, there was enough leftovers so every man would eat.
even the poor.
Right. Even people that didn't have it, they're as I don't know where that is.
It's a part of the law, actually.
But the fruit from the trees or whatever it is, there you would have to leave some for the not the scavengers, but for the less
Fortunate.
right. This is verse 5. It says, "Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest. We have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread."
We have given our hands to the taskmasters,
Right.
right? To the Egyptians. We have entered Egypt again.
Right.
All right,
Bondage.
the bondage, God. We are back in bondage. All right, in reality, it's not like we ever really left.
Mhm.
All right, but this bondage right here is the last bondage.
Mhm.
All right, but this bondage is the most hell, hardcore bondage.
Okay.
We don't even have the nutrients that we once had to be able to sustain the physical physique to do the work.
Right. Hey, satisfied with bread, we get that just enough, to eat at the end of the day,
All right, it has just enough nutrients
right?
to keep you on that, to keep you ticking.
And the cool thing about it, is that most of our nation is cool with that. They cool with just having just enough. They think that they got a decent job. This is as good as it gets. Not knowing this truth, or not wanting to having the that inspiration or motivation from the Most High to obtain more. They think that what they have is the best way it's gonna get on this, or the vanities that Esau puts in front of them. If they achieve that.
That's it.
And access that, then hey, you made it and you did something with your life.
All right.
Having a nice house and a nice car, when really, that's a low level thing to these people in power.
Because you see what? Millionaires and billionaires wearing what? Walmart shoes and driving a Fiat.
Right. Hey, Jeff Bezos, he drive a Honda Civic.
Right.
Yeah.
He got the same car as me. But to at one point in time to make payments on that car, it was a struggle for me.
All right.
I had to do a lot more
Than Jeff Bezos.
than chilling. He just drive it,
Just
because he don't want to spend money on a nice car because it's pointless to him.
Right.
He got a boat bigger than two, three of these houses that we live in put together.
God.
Okay.
And it costs more than 2 or 3 of these houses put together.
Right. That's the crazy thing. He ain't stressing to pay that off. That's already paid off.
God, he bought it in cash or on debit, either one.
He put that under his
The business name and got it back in the write-off.
Where putting that on there. It's a tax write-off.
Right. I'll get it back at the end of the year. Don't worry about it.
You don't pay taxes though, so hey,
I'll still get a tax return though. I pay no taxes, but get a tax return.
That's,
Get a bonus. CFO getting a bonus.
right.
No, that's crazy.
Hey, that was the only thing.
God.
You hit that next script.
Lamentations 4.
No,
Deuteronomy 28.
28:66,
God.
and then 23 after that. You jumped on in there.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28:66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life.
God, so, hey, life shall hang in doubt day and night. Here it is. You're worried about driving white brown, all right? But your life hangs in doubt day or night. Hey, through the pestilence that are targeted. You so-called Negroes, Latino, and Native Americans have to worry more so about the jungle bumps, all right? The jump shot.
And that's because
They got that
sorry,
polo on too.
they gotta worry about those bumps because they're the main ones taking part in that lifestyle.
God. And the Ralph Lauren. You got to worry about the Polo Towers.
Yep.
You have to worry about that stuff because why? These things have been modified for you.
There's a new some news coming from China that just put out.
Right, and there's an article that says the jump shot, is about to be worse, and we haven't even seen half of it. All right, that it's mutated. All right, further than they expected. Roughly saying. Okay.
44, 43.
No,
23.
This is 23, Deuteronomy 28 and 23. And the heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under that shall be iron.
Right. Hey, which is what? Bondage, chains. All right. And what's over us? Hey, brass and iron. Okay. Look at these structures. They made out of what? Brass and iron. Okay, it's just another form of slavery. That's all it is. You go to work. You go to dentist's office. You go to a warehouse. You're in your car. All right. These are all chains of bondage. All right. It's just they're links in the chain. That's it. Your car is nothing but a link in the chain. Why? Because you're making a payment. And guess what? If you don't make a payment, if it breaks down, because the technology is there, but of course we want to keep you broke.
And heaven is another, word for power or rulership.
Come on.
So these powers, that Yahweh Shimei Shai placed above us, Esau, Edom, they have that strong rulership because brass and iron is are strong metals.
God.
Right. Like with all these kingdoms, in the second chapter of Daniel, they were all made out of, except for the feet and the feet, were all made out of gold, brass, silver.
Silver. Yeah. And now it's made out of clay and iron.
Right. And iron.
Mixed.
Built for destruction.
Right.
The feet crumble, everything goes down from there.
Hey, Yahweh Shem Yahushai is undefeated. All right, 43. Oh, that was it. Okay.
43.
Yeah, 43.
The stranger that is within thee thou shalt get above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
God, the strangers that are within. Who are those strangers? All right, not only the strangers in the false prophets of our nation, all right, but the strangers that live amongst you. All right, the heathen that live amongst you, the other nations, the ones that come that are of other nations, and they come from their land on top of it. They come and get resources that here it is, you've been laboring in this captivity and you're not going to get a break, but they come over and get a grant. They come over and get a business loan. All right? These people get, Esau Edom goes in the bank and you have the same credit score, but you don't have that privilege. All right? Why? Because you have a profile that is not you, that you do not fit. All right? You don't fit the profile and the circumstances to receive what it is that you need. And it's going. Matter of fact, it's going to say it.
44. He shall lead thee, and they shall not lead to him.
No,
They shall lend.
So let me start all over. He shall lend to thee, and they shall not lend to him. He shall be the head, and they shall be the tail.
Right, we will be the tail. He shall lend to us, but we shouldn't lend to him. Because how can you lend to somebody if you ain't got nothing? All right? And then he lends to us, but what does he lend to us at? At a high interest rate. All right? At extremely high interest rate. Even if you have great credit. All right? You might have 0% interest for 24 months. Not knowing that Jimmy next to you, all right, has an interest rate and he got 48 months. This happens. This is no different from redlining. Okay? There are things that happen that you believe yourself to be in that good case. All right, and you believe that you're on the same playing level because I got a $650,000 job a year, and he's got a $650,000 job a year. He has a 800 credit score. I have an 800 credit score, but he's still getting better finance charges than me. How is that?
And didn't have to work as hard as you to get it in the first place.
Exactly.
That's really the difference, there.
I was just about to say, and he's in a lower position than you.
It was handed to him.
Right.
It was that privilege.
He came up from the mailroom.
It was the privilege from just who you are in this society. Okay, and that's the difference. That's why those you took part of the benefits. That's why you got to receive the same judgment, whether you were or were not taking in part of the destruction of the Israelites.
God, because it's all the benefits that you had received from.
And Amalek is the main ones. The small house. They're the main ones doing that loan system. All right.
Okay, look at what they're doing over in Palestine right now. All right, how they not only they're bombing and everything, but they can go into a house and claim it.
Right.
All right. It's just, you know what, this is mine.
And so it's the those laws that they have set up over there. They could just pretty much squat in the house, and the people out there is forced to live with them.
Right.
Or
move them out. They move them out. I think that it has to be like 2 years, but then they can move them out. And don't even have to buy them out.
Like
they move them out.
This looked like a nice house, man.
Right. Here it is. Your family's lived here for 140 years.
That's robbery.
Right.
This is
You have generations in the house.
You ready to move on?
Yeah, that's like it. I just started thinking about that.
That's like
Unrighteous decrees.
Yeah, it's unrighteous decrees all the way across the board.
This is Lamentations 4 and 17.
Yep.
It says, as for us, our eyes yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
We watched for a nation that could not save us. Here it is that you, what is that called? Stockholm Syndrome, right?
Or what? They, love the oppressor.
Yeah, you love your oppressor.
Yeah.
All right, and you envy your oppressor. You want to be like them. You want to have what they have. Okay? This is a nation that, and they what do they say? We'll help.
Joneses or something like that.
Yeah, you want to keep up with the Joneses, but it's like, it's like, oh, we'll help you get there. Okay, we'll do what we can. No one gets, not for your betterment, but in truth and honesty, it's for your destruction.
Right. That's why the scriptures say, "Never trust thy enemies."
Or like as iron rusteth, so does his wickedness.
So,
all right.
Verse 18: They hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our streets. our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come.
Hey, they hunt our steps, but the end is near. And you know it's near. Why? Because of wars, rumors of wars, pestilence, all right? Death, destruction, famine,
earthquakes, all that.
everything is coming out. Hey, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is making this place Babylon naked. All right? All your backdoor deals, all your unrighteous decrees, all right, a lot of them are coming to the forefront, and people are seeing through them. And now you're going to have to answer for the atrocities that you have committed, past tense and present. All the atrocities that you continue to commit have to be answered for. And once those atrocities, something is going to happen where you're going to try to pass something, or you're going to say something, and something's going to come to the light. And then there goes what? More uprising of the people. All right?
Verse 20, verse 19, our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of heaven. They pursued us upon the mountains, they laid wait for us in the wilderness. The breath of our nostrils, the anointed of the Lord, was taken in their pits, of whom we said, under his shadow we shall live among the heathen. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins.
God. Hey, so in layman's terms for you, we're about to get off groundation. We're about to be ungrounded. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is about to clean us up. He's about to take away the iniquity. Our punishment is, what did it say? Our punishment is accomplished. It's at its end. But you, Esau, Edom, and you other nations have to answer for the atrocities that you have committed unto Yahweh, Yahweh Shai's name, image, and his people. All right? There is something that has to be answered for. This cup, these curses will cling unto you. Matter of fact, somebody pull that in Deuteronomy right quick. 30 and 7. This is what you have to look forward to. All you other nations, you have this to look forward to right here. And get those who lead into captivity shall go into captivity.
You are Deuteronomy right now?
Oh, you got a slack, yeah. I thought you had it.
This is Deuteronomy 30 and 7. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, thy power, will put all the curses upon thy enemies, and on them that hated thee, which persecuted thee.
God, all that persecuted. So all you that were confederate with Esau, Edom, pursuant to the book of Psalms, chapter 83, and keeping the name of Israel and trying to make it no more in remembrance, and for a time that you did, all right, through Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, for the time you made us forget who we are. All right, you have to answer for that. Right, those curses that are on Jake right now, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the speckled birds whose father's line goes back, will cling unto you. You will have no lands. Your wives and your daughters will be harlots in the street, more than they are now. All right, you will have no certain dwelling place. Okay. And we're going to close out on the script right here.
Hey, and, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to deal with you, sell out 2/3 too.
God.
You know, there's not going to be 2/3 that make it out of this destruction or the judgment of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua puts on this place in Babylon.
God. And if you are a trophy monkey, all right, and you are in a plane or somewhere where you got to flee the country and you didn't get hit, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to say, hey, bring him before me and slay him. All right, for the wicked atrocities that you have committed and being a sellout, being a 2/3. All right,
There's nowhere to run, Jake.
and nowhere to hide. No, not in the depths of the sea, not in the heavens of heavens. All right, there is nowhere to hide. Okay.
Revelation 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and faith of the saints.
And this is all that you have to look forward to. You have to look forward to captivity. You should get ready. Right? You should definitely get ready. Prepare yourself. All right? You Oppenheimers, Rothschilds, Gettys, DuPonts, all right? So on and so forth. The upper echelon. You're going to make it. Yahweh Shem Yahushua guaranteed that you're going to make it. Because you're going to be the first fruits. All right? But with that, we want to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening, learning, and to the Bayashit Dabadat, the house of David. Till the next time, this is Men of Valor, Las Vegas Camp. Shalom. Wa Abal Babal.